Hey, caller, we're not on the air yet. We'll be on the air in just a couple of minutes. Thanks. Yeah, I was. Then I stopped, and now I am again. Okay. All right. Well, we'll see. See about that. Good evening. Welcome to Star Talk. I'm Ken Eccles, and we're happy to have you with us on the program tonight. Let me find somewhere to put this. I'll put it right there. We have a phone number that you can call. The phone number is up there on your screen. You can also send us an email at the email address, which is displayed as well, most likely. It is keneccleslive@gmail.com is what it is. So we'd love to hear from you. Strange things happened last night. Sometimes when we attempt to do a show, strange things happen. And some very, very real strange things happened last night. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
Well, good evening, Ken. I had to text the powers to be twice tonight.
And what did you text to them?
Is Ken going to be on tonight?
Well, yes, he is.
Yes. Well, you know who I text.
Yeah, I think I do, but we don't need to name names, though.
No, we don't. We don't have to start throwing names around the airway.
No, let's not do that. Let's be discreet in our discussions.
Yeah. Everybody probably knows who we're talking about.
Well, yeah, right. So let's let that be, because I actually am docked. I'm docked 12 cents every time I mention that name, so I don't want to say it very much.
Oh, okay. I'm not going to say it, but we can talk about the other guy who's in last place in the pool, are we?
Well, now hold on a second. Strangely, I know this is a surprise to everybody. He is not currently in last place. Let me see, where is he exactly? Hang on. He finished 16th. He was in last place for most of the segment, but he rallied at the end and finished 16th.
He's still near the bottom, ain't he?
He is closer to the bottom than he is to the top. That is yes, absolutely.
Okay. Well, I stand corrected.
All right, well, that's fine. It's not that much of a correct. It's not that big a difference between 18th place and 16th place, so it's not really a major correction.
No, it's not. Me and my friend are talking a little bit now. She's finally got Wi-Fi up and running again.
Oh, has she had lost Wi-Fi? I didn't know that.
Well, she didn't. She had to get her phone fixed.
Okay, so it's
She had phone trouble.
So now it's fixed.
Yeah, we were texting.
Mm-hmm. So how long is it? I wonder how long does it take the internet guy to get there for a house call in the Philippines?
I don't know, but whoever he is, well, if I ever meet him, I'm going to give him a $20 tip.
Okay, because it takes about 6 months here, 4 to 6 months. So they probably quicker than that in the Philippines.
Oh yeah, they probably got a bunch of technicians.
Most likely.
Well, hold on. Her son is very computer savvy. He's
Okay.
very good with phones too. I heard.
Good. Good. Glad to hear it. Then you
Yeah.
you probably will get all your stuff fixed for free.
Well, I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna. I don't drop my phone anymore. It cost me $80 to get my phone fixed. It was in the mall. This guy is good.
What happened to your phone? You drop it? You dropped it?
Yeah, I dropped it and it kind of opened up, and I got a loaner phone from him.
Hmm.
He put my chip in a loaner phone, and when I took it back, he erased everything on the phone. He put my card back in my phone,
Hmm.
and we forgot to put the little pin back in the bottom, but we finally got it back in.
Okay.
He forgot to put it in. He apologized. Well, the phone still worked and everything.
I know somebody who dropped their phone into the toilet.
Do we
I'm
know
serious.
this guy?
No, actually, it was a woman. You don't know her. But she
Well,
dropped.
okay, I don't want to go there because if she hears about it, I'll get in trouble.
She won't hear about it. She actually dropped it
I don't.
into the toilet. That's
Yeah,
about the
but see,
worst thing you can do.
I don't talk about other women because I'm afraid she might find out.
All right, well then we'll just let that go.
Yeah, because I told her I don't talk to other women. I don't look at other women. I'm behaving myself.
Well, now she's not going to believe you don't look at other women.
Well, I walk and I see people beside me, so I can avoid them. But that's about the only thing.
So you put blinders on when you go out, so you can't see another woman. Is that what you do?
No,
I didn't think so.
you know that. But most likely, Ken, I'm gonna get to watch the Xfinity race from the house on both Xfinity and NASCAR this weekend.
Well, good. I'm glad. You almost ended up with the Martinsville tickets. Mark won them and he couldn't use them. But Nature Boy was in second place. Nature Boy is going to get them. If Nature Boy couldn't have used
Okay.
them, then you would have been in line. But Nature Boy will use them.
Okay. Well, see, I got the best seat in the house.
Okay. Well, good.
My bedroom.
All right. Well, that's fine, and you won't have to get involved in the traffic. So that's good news, and thanks a lot for calling.
Bye, sir.
Goodbye. Well, I've just told you this already. Mark from Mayodan, who won the segment, could not use the Martinsville tickets, so we went to the second place finisher, Nature Boy. He said, "Yeah, I'll use them." So Nature Boy will get the tickets. We're just waiting for confirmation. I'm waiting for confirmation from Martinsville that the tickets are waiting for him at the desk, and when that happens, then he will go by and get his tickets. So congratulations to Nature Boy for being a ticket winner in his very first segment in our contest, and he ends up with tickets. Good deal. Phone line is open up there. There's the number that you can call. You can also email us at keneckleslive@gmail.com. That's the email address, and we'd love to hear from you either way, by phone or by email. And hello, caller, you're on the air. Go ahead, please.
How you doing tonight, Ken?
Good. How are you?
Pretty good, pretty good. I don't know about Charles not looking at other women, but it just makes me wonder why he watches that women's volleyball contest a lot.
Well, presumably, I don't know. Presumably, he will not be allowed to watch that. I guess in the future, if he's not going to look at other women, I guess he'll have to give that up. He'll also have to probably have to throw away all his Tyra Banks pictures.
Yeah, he told me he could count the grains of sand between the women's toes. So
I don't even want to explore that.
I wasn't either, kid. Anyway, let me tell you something, man. You know, you've heard all your life that, you know, you help people and you hurt people. You know, the good stuff comes back to you and the bad stuff comes back to you, right?
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
Well, let me tell you what happened to me today. Yeah, I try to help people any way I can, well, neighbors, friends, whatever. So I had an appointment at Toyota of Greensboro to put the dimmer switch in my T100 truck. Remember I told you I went to Danville Toyota, bought the part. They told me, well, we don't work on anything over 10 years old.
Yeah, I remember that. They had the part, but they
Yep.
wouldn't put it in.
Yeah, after I purchased it for $125. But anyway, I made an appointment at Toyota of Greensboro. Used to be Rice's Toyota. Made an appointment, went over at 10 o'clock this morning, got there about 9:35, went in. Lady come out and met me and all that, got all the information, mileage and everything, name, VIN number and all that stuff as usual. So they took the truck back probably about, I don't know, 11:45. Lady comes out about 12:15 and says, "We're not going to be able to fix your truck." I said, "Why?" She did, "It's the wrong part." I said, "Ma'am, how can that be possible? It's a Toyota part, the original equipment part." She said, "I don't know. Let me go back and talk to the service manager." So she comes back out again about 30 minutes later. She says, "Oh, it's not the wrong part. So we should be able to fix it."
Okay.
So, I hang around a couple more hours. Finally run into her. And she says, "It might take a little longer than we expected." I said, "Why?" She said, "Well, the original technician who was working on it just quit, walked away, and just said he done with it. So he quit today."
He quit in
So,
the middle of the day.
Yeah, so he just walked out. Didn't tell nobody. I think he told everybody during the lunch, but never came back. But he called in later and said, "I quit." So anyway, I said, "Well, it's going to be one of them kind of days." So anyway, the other technician got on it. It's pretty major deal because you got to take the whole steering wheel column and everything out of it. Pretty stressful job. So I finally get out of there at 5:52.
Mm.
So the labor on the bill, not including the part that I already bought, was $671.82.
600.
Yeah, and they had quoted me a price when I made the appointment. It'd be anywhere from $235 to $250. I said, "Well, I can live with that. I don't like it, but that's life, So the lady brought the bill out, $671.82, and I said, "Are you serious?" She said, "Yeah, that's the labor." I said, "Well, why have I got to pay for having 2 or 3 technicians work on it and people quitting and whatever?" She said, "I'm sorry, sir, but that's the bill." I said, "Can I speak to the service manager?" He came up and says, "It's just not right." I said, "I'm not going to argue that point." He said, "This one's on us. It's free." So
Wait a minute.
I said,
Hang
"Well,
on. Time out. So you went from $671 to free.
to free." Yes, sir.
Okay.
So I'm thinking to myself, well, I guess the thing that I paid forward is finally coming back to me.
Well, maybe.
So-
I've never. I don't know if I've ever heard of anything like that. Did the service manager think you were being overcharged? Is that why he did it?
No, he said, we don't usually run into people with that much patience. I wasn't like myself today, Ken. I was very polite, understanding, and just tried to do the right thing for a change. And he says, we don't get rid of many customers as you've been today. And he says, "Yep, this one's on our house." And just for the record, the guy's name is Chase. Don't ask me his last name because I don't know.
Yeah.
And he's from Stoneville, North Carolina.
Oh.
But it really knocked me down, man.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking here I had to pay $125 for a part that I couldn't use and couldn't return because any electrical parts you buy, you ain't getting it back on the shelf. And so it was $125 for the part, and then $671.82 for the labor. I'm thinking, man, this is a lot of money for a demo switch, but it's pretty complicated.
But
But,
you sat
but
there for
it was free.
You sat there for about 6 hours then.
Yeah, every bit of it.
Okay. Well, I guess that's why. I guess he knew you sat there all that time, and he just decided to do what he did. Well, good for him.
Well, it might have helped too when I told him a story about buying the part from Danville Toyota, and they don't work on any other Toyotas that's 10 years or older. So I'm thinking he might say, well, this might help us out in the long run if he keeps spreading the word. It's going to be more business for us. So sometimes telling the truth don't do any harm.
Yeah, that's a good philosophy. Tell the truth sometimes. It won't hurt you. So, words to live by.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well,
It
that's
did
great.
this time, that's for sure.
Next time I need a repair job, I'm gonna go over there and sit there for 6 hours and see what happens.
Yeah, if nothing else, just go sit in the bathroom for 6 hours and come out and say, "Where's my car at?"
Yeah, don't even take a car. Just say, I've been sitting here for 6 hours waiting for my car. I think you owe me some sort of bonus. Maybe they'll give me $50. Who knows?
Maybe so, Ken. But it's a whole different world from Danville Toyota, man. And I bought a lot of cars from Danville Toyota, new ones, and several from Rice's too. Me and my family and neighbors have. But I told him today, I said, man, I wouldn't even buy an oil filter from Danville Toyota anymore.
Well, now, I'm curious. You told them that Danville won't work on a car over 10 years old. What did they say about that?
Really? Why? I said, well, all they told me was their policy, and respectfully hung up on me. So what else can you do?
Yeah, well, you came out in good shape in the end, and that's what counts.
Yeah. One more quick thing, Ken. I don't know if you've been to Draper lately or not, but they're paving Fieldcrest Road, okay,
Yes.
from the bridge on through town.
Yep.
All right. And just for the record, too, it looks like they might be, this tool seal that they spray on parking lots,
Mm-hmm.
which is just a film. Well, I looked at it yesterday. I stopped a couple of times, they flagging you to go in and out, but the pavement they're putting down on that pavement is like, it might be a half inch, if at all, in some places. I mean, you see the lines through it in some places.
Really?
So just for the heck of it, I Googled what is the thickness of a resurfacing job on asphalt supposed to be in the state of North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
And it said after it's compacted, it has to be at least 1.5 to 2 inches thick after it's compacted. So you've heard the old saying, highway robbery. I heard that's where the statement came from. So somebody needs to look into that.
So you say it's a half inch thick and it hasn't even been compacted yet.
Oh, it's been compacted at a half inch. But the rule is after it's compacted, if you're resurfacing blacktop highway, it's supposed to be anywhere from 1.5 to 2 inches.
Well, somebody's messing up in Draper.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, Ken, thanks for taking my call, man. I really enjoy your show.
Well, thanks for calling. Free. $671 1 second, and the next second he owes nothing. That's a pretty good day in my book. Phone line is open. There's a number up there that you can call. You can email us at keneckleslive@gmail.com, and we'd love to hear from you either by phone or by email. And let's look at some emails here. But we need to look in a different place at emails because that's the wrong place. Well, I'll get there eventually. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
Hey, Ken, it's Mark Madan.
Hey, Mark. How are you?
Okay, how you doing?
I'm doing okay. Thanks.
That's good. Yeah, I was going to call you last night and tell you, and then I told you on the phone that I wouldn't be able to get wouldn't be able to use the tickets, and told you to give them to Nature Boy.
Yep. Well, he will be able to use them, so it all works out.
Okay. Did you read that text I gave you about Vinnie Vincent's new album coming out?
I didn't. No, I didn't. I missed that one.
Oh, he's going to sell his new album for $2 million. I guess he must be talking about a record label. I guess.
$2 million.
Yeah, that's what it was in
How many?
we got Rolling Stone magazine thing.
How many do you think he's going to sell at $2 million a pop?
Oh, he said he got a new album out and he wants to sell it for $2 million. I reckon he must have been talking about the record label. And he's going to sell it to a record label for $2 million. I guess I don't know that. It just there's a thing on the internet. He's going to sell it for $2 million.
Well, yeah, that must be it. I mean, certainly he wouldn't have it in the bin at Walmart for $2 million. So I guess he wants $2 million, $2 million from the record label. Well, I hope he gets it.
Yeah. And then I got Peter Criss. I knew Peter Criss. He has to say about. I got one of them, but I got two more on the way. It's Peter Criss, the Black Album, Peter Criss, the White Album, and Peter Criss, the Silver Album. Each one of them got a different bonus track on it, and I ordered all three of them.
Oh, good. Well, I hope you enjoy them. I'm sure you will.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I got the first one already, the black one. It's pretty good. It's got a lot of pianos in it, and it's kind of like old-fashioned rock and roll.
All right. Well, that's good. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Ken.
Well, thanks for calling, Mark. Good to hear from you. Phone line open at that number. The email address, keneckleslive@gmail.com. Emailer says, Ken, I heard today there's been some kind of a verdict against Instagram and YouTube for something that might cost them a whole lot of money. Do you know what that is? Yeah. Meta and YouTube, Meta in particular Instagram, a product of Meta, have been found responsible in court for, I'll tell you what in a second. Hello, caller, you're on the air. Oh, caller's not on the air. A jury has found YouTube and Instagram legally responsible for basically addicting children to their service. It was all about the algorithms that Instagram and YouTube use. And if you've been there, you know exactly what I'm talking about. The algorithms that when you watch something, they know just what to show you to make you watch something else and then watch something else and watch something else and watch something else. Now, if you're a responsible adult or an irresponsible adult, it doesn't matter. That's one thing. But the jury found that Instagram and YouTube have been taking advantage of children with these things. And so the order is, well, first the order is for them to pay the fine. Don't know what the fine is yet because they got to have a sentencing hearing for that. Hello, caller, you're on the air. Go ahead, please. Goodbye. Well, we have somebody who likes to call and then hang up. That's a lot of fun, unless you might have something else to do. But we'll keep answering, whoever it is. Anyway, they will have a sentencing hearing and decide exactly how much Meta and YouTube are going to be fined by the court. Then, of course, you know how these things go. Then, of course, Meta and YouTube will file an appeal saying, hey, we're not responsible for this. We want this overturned. So we'll see what happens on appeal. Anyway, that's the gist of the verdict. That these two companies are operating in such a way that they take advantage of children and they get children hooked on going on and on and on and deeper into the rabbit hole. And that's the verdict in California against Meta and Instagram. And we may be hearing this in other cases with other companies as well. Hello, caller, you're on the air. Go ahead, please.
These two companies.
Hello.
What?
You're on the air. Go ahead. Hello?
Yes, my name is Meredith Moore, and I was wanting to announce a cruise in May the 9th for my husband, if I could.
Okay. All right. Just listen to me. Don't listen to your TV because the TV is delayed,
Okay.
and that'll mess you up. Just listen to me on the phone.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes, my name is Meredith Moore. I was just wanting to announce to anybody that knows my husband, Dennis Moore, was a mechanic in Eden on Washington Street for 20-some years. And I'm having a cruise in the honor of memory of him May the 9th at his home on Dan River Road. And it's 103 Dan River Road. If y'all want to come out, bring your bikes. Anything you want to bring, old cars and bikes and all, but we'll be having something from 12 noon to whenever. Just everybody's invited. Bring your kids. I'm gonna have something for the kids to do too.
Okay. Now, do you have is there someplace online people can go to see more about this if they want to?
Well, you can go to Meredith Moore on Facebook and you'll see a banner. But on Settle Bridge Road is where I live near the bridge, same road that Charlotte Airport's on. But you'll see a banner will be put out on the gate when actually about a week or two before it happens. I have a big banner already got made. I got to put it out on the fence.
Okay, that is May 9th at noon.
May 9th at 12 noon, yeah, till whenever. Till dark, probably.
All right, good. And tell me your husband's name again was what?
Dennis Moore.
Dennis Moore.
Yes. He was a mechanic and run a rollback and stuff for 20-some years in Eden on Washington Street.
Okay, well, I'm very sorry that you've lost him, but I hope lots of people will show up to honor him.
I will hope so, too.
Well, thank you.
All right, thank you. Thank you so much.
Thanks for calling. Folks, that's May 9th at noon. The lady's name is Meredith Moore, and her husband was Dennis Moore, and I have known a lot of you probably knew him in business in Eden for all that time. So that'll be a good thing on May 9th. Phone line is open. There's a telephone number up there. You can also email us at keneckleslive@gmail.com. This one says, Ken, looks like you were right. Phil Berger gave it up. Just like you said he would. You must be really smart. No, I'm not really smart. It didn't take a genius to see how that one was going. So it wasn't just me who could see pretty clearly that Senator Berger was going to have to give that one up. So don't give me any credit for that. It was pretty clear that it was all over, and now of course it is officially all over, as Senator Berger has conceded. Hi, Ken. Mr. Leaksville here. Mr. Leaksville says, give me Larson for the paperclip. Will you give the standings of the last segment? Thank you. All right. You ask me to do more than one thing, it gets iffy. So first, let's answer the phone. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
Yes, Ken, how you doing?
Okay, how are you?
All right, look, do you remember probably about a couple of months ago when all these people was losing and everything, and I made a statement that the president has put a drag on the party, on the ticket. You remember me saying that to you?
I remember when you said that. I do, yes.
Yeah. I think it's really more evidence than, and also the precinct that he belonged to in Florida, Mar-a-Lago precinct, they had a special election there, and the person he endorsed lost there.
Yeah, I read that. The president is now represented by a Democrat in Congress.
Yeah. And look, but the kicker of the thing, he has been telling people for the last month, trying to get this bill passed, that mail-in ballot voting is cheating. And he voted by mail just this week.
Yes, he did. He voted by mail in that election.
So is he calling himself a cheat?
No, you know, again, see, you're doing it again. You're trying to apply some sort of reason to what politicians do, and that is not
No,
this president
but
or any with no politician does that ever work because they're not reasonable people.
well, look, I think I can. There's several reasons, though. This is what my take on these losses and turnarounds are. Okay, now America does not like chaos, and since elected, that's all we had. And start a few examples. Number one, Doge with Elon cutting everything, going around with his chainsaw and everything. And by that May, some more chaos because Musk and Trump fell out. Okay. Another chaotic situation was the Supreme Court called tariffs illegal. And the next thing, he placed tariffs on the whole country, the whole world. All right. Another chaos, mass deportation, picking up children, and ICE killing citizens. And starts a surprise war without Congress or the American people approval. Now, that war just happened to cost $1.5 billion a day, and requesting $200 billion more. So when he spends so much time and money on the ballroom, the French Archway, and redoing the Kennedy Center, how does that benefit regular working people?
Well, I guess
Can
regular working people
what you
can
think?
answer that question.
Oh, I forgot you retired, so you can't answer
Yeah, I
that.
don't work.
But
I'm not a working person.
we're still in the category as regular worker people, you know, not the wealthy.
Well, yeah, I live big and easy now.
But those things that I named, none of those have benefit regular voters and working people, right?
Well, none of them have benefited the Republican Party by all appearances because it's been a rough run for the Republicans in a series of special elections, including now the one in President Trump's own home district. So that's something the Republicans will have to figure out and decide for themselves what they need to do about that. But it has not been a good couple of months for the Republican Party politically.
Yeah, but do you think now, looking at it, do you think those things, just reflecting back, do you think those things were really necessary?
Well, no,
Sometimes you can't avoid, sometimes like COVID, that's handed in your lap and all. But like I called off, you think they're necessary?
Is everything the government does absolutely necessary? Is a ballroom absolutely necessary? No, a ballroom is not absolutely necessary. The government does a whole lot of stuff that is not absolutely necessary. That's one of the reasons we've just passed $39 trillion in national debt, and we're quickly on our way to $40 trillion in the national debt because the government does things that are not necessary. And yeah, those things would be among them.
Okay, Ken. Appreciate your mild assessment, and I enjoy your show. And thanks a lot, Ken.
Well, thanks for calling. Of course, the understanding is that the ballroom is being paid for with private money. I don't know. I'm not privy to the books, but that's what we're told. It's being paid for by private money, and maybe it is. But if the overarching question is everything the government does absolutely necessary, then I don't think anybody would disagree. The answer to that is no. Not everything they do is absolutely necessary. What is absolutely necessary is for me to put number 5 down for Mr. Leakesville for the race in Martinsville. And he also wanted to run down the standings, the finishing standings for the first segment. Mark, number 1, Nature Boy was 2nd, Charles was 3rd, Lady in Black was 4th, Mr. Leakesville 5th, Avenger 6th, Liberals 7th, Mr. Pelham 8th, Captain Midnight number 9, Early Bird was 10th, then Jack 11th, Mr. Draper 12th, Ralph 13th, Citizen D 14th, Pretty Man 15th, Wild Turkey 16th, 17th was Leon, and Mr. NASCAR had the misfortune of occupying the cellar this time. So there they were, and here we are. Phone line is open. There's a number up there. The email address is keneccleslive@gmail.com, and we'd love to hear from you by phone or by email. This emailer says, Ken, what do you think Phil Berger will do now? Do you think he'll move back to Eden? I don't know. I have no idea. I wouldn't even make a guess at what Mr. Berger will do now. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
Good evening, Ken. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm still alive, thank you.
Good.
Yeah. Finished building that jack for my boat and bolted it in today.
Oh, good.
It worked. Yeah, it worked real good. Well, I don't know yet. It's not been on the water, but one time when I knew it needed this other jack, so I built and welded it up and bolted it in today.
Okay. Yeah, I'm glad
Yeah.
glad you just reminded me, and I had forgotten. You just reminded me that I need to change you to the number 5 for Martinsville. So
Right.
that's now been done.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I've started a new adventure.
Good. What is it?
I'm now in professional mode on Facebook.
All right.
I get paid by Facebook.
Well, money's good.
Yeah, money's always good just for posting.
Okay, so how does
Yeah,
that work? How does that work? You post something and they pay you?
Well, you got to get X number of followers and X number of likes and comments
Mm-hmm.
before you start getting paid.
All right.
Like to start getting paid, you've got to have 10,000 followers.
All right.
Since Sunday, I've got 8,400
You're getting close.
from my videos that I post.
How much can you
And
make? How much money can you make?
well, as much as it depends on the amount of followers and comments and likes.
Right.
Everything depends on that.
Well, let's say, just say you got, say you get 500,000 followers. How much money would you get for that?
Oh, wow. You'd be way on up there then. If you get 20,000 followers, you get paid like 30 cents for each post that gets a like, a comment, or a follow.
Okay.
And when you get 10,000 followers, you get like 15 cents for every one.
Okay.
But you got to get a certain point first, which is 10,000 followers, to start getting anything. And I should have that by tomorrow, probably.
Well, I hope you will.
You know, in all total on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, everything else I'm on, I've got over 330,000 followers.
Well, now, what if somebody wants to see your stuff? Where do they go?
Well, if I tell that, I'm telling my name on the air.
Oh, okay. Well, just will you
So
don't
that's
do it.
what it's
Don't do
under
anything
is
you
my
don't wanna do.
name. And that's what my Facebook thing is under, my name. You can go there.
Yeah.
And yeah. So, but it reaches so many more people in the public that you had no idea. I mean, you can have your Facebook set on public and it may not reach anywhere, but once you start this professional mode, it reaches people, and you can spend a few cents of your own money to boost your post to get more comments and people and likes.
Well, that's what I'm about to ask you. Was there some way you can get them to promote you? I guess you spend a few
Yeah.
cents to do that.
Yeah, you can invite everybody that clicks on. You can invite them to your page, and when they accept that invite, they become a follower. And so, the more you invite to your page, the more followers you can acquire, and the more people it reaches, and then it reaches their friends, and so on and so on.
Okay.
But yeah, it's set on public so everybody can see it and click on it, and I communicate with the people, and I show them a lot of deer videos around my house, and a lot of boating videos, and alligators, and
Nice.
things like that. Stuff people around here in most places never seen unless they lived in Florida.
All right. Well,
And
I'll look you
I've-
up tonight.
I've got this thing set up that's it takes my pictures, say like 15 or 20 pictures of my dog. It plays music and makes a story scene of, there's my dog, and then my dog doing something else, and on and on and on.
Mhm.
And then it does the same thing with my deer videos, and it does the same thing with my airboat videos. And so, it's really like takes my pictures and makes a video picture out of it, a video movie out of it. Yeah.
All right. Now listen. When you put that boat on the river, and we hope you're going to put that boat on the river this summer, you put that on live, can't you? Would that get you some extra money?
Oh,
a
yeah.
live
Yes,
thing?
I can put that on live. I sure can. Yeah.
Well,
My biggest thing is when I unload the boat and I get it set up and I get it ready, it's taking a long time then for, 3, 4, 4, 5 minutes.
yeah.
And I want the video section. I got a thing that goes around my shoulders, neck, and chest that my phone sits right in the middle of my chest.
Hmm.
And it will video anything out in front of me.
Okay.
And yeah, the people like a lot of night videos of in the swamp and rivers. And they're really, really nice. You can go to my page, Ken. You can see some really nice backwater through cypress tree forests at night with what's called a light bar.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, I've got two 42-inch light bars. I don't know which one I'll use yet. Neither one's bolted on, but one's got a curve in it, and the other one's just straight across. I think the one with the curve is the one I like because it'll light up both sides of the river, on the banks, and all the way up the river for as far as you can see.
Nice. Well, I will find that
Will you?
tonight.
Yeah, we used to run aircraft landing lights on our helmets. We would get a plastic job site helmet, and we would bolt the landing craft lights to those for spotlights at night while we were riding our boats. That was, back in 1990.
Yeah. That was.
Yeah, so
Well,
lot-
that sounds like
lot
pretty
of
good
stuff changed.
illumination. A aircraft landing light.
Oh, they're pretty bright. Yeah, they're pretty darn bright. Yeah.
I know they are.
Okay.
Well, I will look you up and see what you have.
All right. I'm going to keep trying to Larson and all because egg luck's got to break sometime soon.
Well,
It's just got to.
sooner or later.
I don't,
Yeah.
The Facebook deal, I don't care about the money. It's just I want more people to see my videos. I sent a video out of me cutting a 1/4-inch thick aluminum with a skill saw and a wood cutting blade. That's, a rough cut blade. It don't matter what it is. It can be a fine tooth or a rough cut. You can cut a 1/4-inch piece of aluminum with that skill saw just like you're cutting a 2x4 in half.
You got video of that?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I'll see it. I'll take a look.
I've not put it on there yet. I'm going through the end of my videos and bringing them up to the top, and I've got 3,000 on my phone here and over 10,000 on my desktop.
Okay, well, that might take a while.
I die doing this stuff.
Well, thanks.
Have a good night, Kim. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Mr. Draper, he's always up to something interesting. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
Mr. Kent, this is Jerry. I'm on my cell phone now. Last week, I was trying to tell you that me and Charles already voted early, and we voted yes for the redistricting the map in Virginia. I'm all for it, and I hope the Democrats wins again. And thanks for taking my call, sir.
Well, thank you, Jerry. Thanks for calling, and good that you voted. Everybody should vote every time. Just a few minutes left for your phone calls and emails on this edition of Star Talk, and there's another email to be read over here. Another one about Senator Berger. Ken, don't you think that Phil Berger will become a lobbyist? Don't most of these people, once they're not in office anymore, become lobbyists? And wouldn't he probably be able to make more money lobbying than he made senatoring? I didn't know senatoring was a verb, but I get the point there. Well, again, I don't know. I have not heard. Senator Berger talk about what he might do next. It is true. I think you're right. A lot of office holders, when they don't hold office anymore, a lot of them do become lobbyists for obvious reasons. Clearly they know the system, and clearly they know the people who lobby the General Assembly. So maybe he will. Maybe he will become a lobbyist. I don't know. Maybe he'll just retire. Maybe he'll maybe he'll do a show on Star News. Who knows? Don't know what he will do. But the first thing he says, the first thing he's going to do is finish his job in the state Senate. So after he does that, we shall see. And one more about that. What do you think? Emailer says, what do you think Sam Page thinks about the Republican Party now that they have accused him of everything from stealing the taxpayers' money to not keeping control of the jail? Do you think Sam will be happy and comfortable in the Republican Party after all this? Well, yeah. They'll figure all that out. This is not the first time. This is not the first time there's been a primary, Republican or Democrat, where there have been a lot of negative ads and a lot of nasty things said about one candidate or the other. That's happened before, maybe 14 or 15 million times before. And yeah, usually when after it's all over, everybody calms down, and they kind of get back to normal, or as normal as it gets in politics. And I imagine that's probably what's going to happen here. Yeah, it was a rough campaign, no doubt about that, but it's over. And if I was going to make a prediction, and I guess I'm about to, I would predict that Sam Page and the Republican Party will end up getting along real well again. That's what I would expect. And then this one says, Ken, how far is it to Mars? That's kind of an odd question to come along in the midst of all this. How far is it to Mars? From Earth to Mars? It didn't specify. I assume you mean from Earth to Mars. So that's the one I'm going to guess at. If I can get my equipment has become fouled in my chair. This is live TV, folks. This is what happens when it's live. let's start over. Ken, how far is it to Mars? To Mars, I'm going to say it's about 420 million miles to Mars. If you go straight. If you go by way of Jupiter, it's going to be longer than that. But if you just go straight to Mars from here, I'm guessing around 420 million miles. Somebody can, and somebody will, I'm sure, check me on that and tell me how wrong I am. But that's my guess. 420 million miles. I'm also just curious, emailer, not that it's any of my business, I was kind of curious as to why you need to know that. And why you couldn't just look on the internet and see. Anyway, there you go. And then this one, what is the average price of gas today? I'm keeping records, says the emailer. Well, I'm not keeping records, but I do ask, check with AAA every day. As of this afternoon, and it's not unheard of for it to go up and down in the course of a day. But as of this afternoon, according to AAA, the average price of a gallon of unleaded gasoline in this country was $3.98. So no, we're not to $4 yet on average. No, we're getting real close. $3.98 as of mid-afternoon today was the average. And okay, maybe start that one, not with just a minute left. I'll do that one next week, maybe. Oh, here's what I can do. Hello, Ken. It is Captain Midnight. Is he on the list already? No, he's not. Hello, Ken. It is Captain Midnight. And I want the 11 for Martinsville. Okay. Captain Midnight has the 11 for Martinsville. And that's in the book. Once again, congratulations to Mark for finishing first in our first segment this year. And congratulations to Nature Boy for finishing second and ending up with the Martinsville tickets. And Nature Boy, if you're there, I still have not gotten absolute confirmation from Martinsville that the tickets are at the desk and ready for you. And we don't want you to make a drive up there for nothing. So I will let you, as soon as I know for sure that the tickets are there, I will let you know. Caller, we've got about 30 seconds. What can you say?
Ken, all I can say, we're going to have some dirt track racing in Oak Level, Virginia this Friday night.
Dirt track racing at Oak Level this Friday night.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, thanks, Leon.
Yes, sir.
And that is all the time we have for Star Talk. We're on the air Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. I hope you'll join us next time. Thanks for watching. I'm Ken Eccles.